Well, I do like laying the points with Cincinnati, too, because I just simply don't think Will Levis can keep up in this football game with Joe Burrow. But I am going to be on the under 46.5. The Bengals are 9-4 to the over this season. Tennessee is 7-5 to the over. But I'm on the under for a few reasons. Again, going back to Will Levis here. Levis taking care of the football, having just 2 interceptions in his past 5 games. He's been much better with this. But he hasn't been lighting up the scoreboard. When you look at Tennessee, they haven't scored more than 19 points in 4 of their past 5 games. They're coming off just 6 points against the Jacksonville Jaguars, so that wasn't good. And when you look at the Bengals, too, while they are playing really well, they weren't very efficient in the red zone at times against the Dallas Cowboys. They did struggle there, too. So when you look at the Titans' defense, I do think they're going to have some success in this game. And then when you look at the Titans as well, they don't have that downfield threat like a CeeDee Lamb. The Bengals did play one of their best games in the secondary against Dallas, so maybe they're improving in that aspect as well. They held Cooper Rush to just 183 yards passing, and there were opportunities for Rush to throw for more, but the pass rush got home at times. And I do think the Bengals defense will have a decent game here against Will Levis. So when you look at Tennessee, 28th in scoreability, according to coldhardfootballfacts.com. They've really struggled in the red zone. They've struggled to convert yards into points this season. And when you look at Joe Burrow in this one, I think they can lean on the run game a little bit more with Chase Brown, keep the clock moving. And I just simply don't think the Titans are going to put up enough fight to get this game over the number. So going to lean on the Bengals to cover, but also do like the under in this football game. All over the Patriots plus the points here, coming off the bye week, which should mean something coming into this football game. I think we're going to see how good of a coach Gerard Mayo is. And I think the Patriots have a strong chance of keeping this game close, not only because they're coming off a bye week, but just because the Arizona Cardinals really haven't looked like that good of a football team as of late. Cardinals offense was really good early in the season. It's been pretty stagnant lately. They scored just 18 last week against Seattle, 22 against the Vikings the week before, and then we go back to their first game against Seattle. They only put up 6 points. So Kyler Murray and the offense really has not gelled that well, and they just looked out of sorts. There's also plenty of holes for New England to attack offensively. When you look at Drake May, I think he's good enough to be competitive and potentially win this game. And he's going to face a team that is 20th in defensive real passing yards per attempt, according to coldhardfootballfacts.com. So they do give up those big shot plays through the air. And that's where May's specialty has been this season. Ultimately, I see this being a lower scoring game, though. 2 offenses trying to find themselves, 2 offenses that simply don't have much of an identity right now. And then you're getting 2 defenses that have been playing okay. The Patriots have struggled at times, but they're going against a Kyler Murray offense right now that just doesn't look that good. So coming off the bye, I would hope the Patriots can come into this game and play well. And if it is a lower scoring game, it does favor the dog plus the points. I could be incredibly wrong, Joe. I really could here, but I'm going to be on the under of 80.5 receiving yards for A.J. Brown for a few reasons. The Philadelphia Eagles, as you were saying, the locker room turmoil, might not be turmoil, but A.J. Brown's not happy. That's apparent. Saquon's getting the ball. That means the receiver's got to take a back seat a little bit. But just from a mathematical standpoint in this football game, Brown's receiving line comes in at 80.5 yards. Maybe bookmakers are anticipating the Eagles throwing the ball a little more to keep him happy, but this is a must-win game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers have a really good defense, and A.J. Brown has only gone over this number 2 times in his past 6 games. Jalen Hurts is not throwing the ball great, and when you look at his passing yards line, that's not even at 200 yards. So the fact that A.J. Brown gets over 80.5 when Jalen Hurts' passing line is not even at 200, and Saquon Barkley almost has an 100-yard rushing line in this football game, just mathematically it doesn't add up here. So 2 out of 6 times A.J. Brown has gone over this number in his past 6 games. I just can't think he's going to go over in this game, even if they force feed him the football against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense that has been really good in the secondary, really good on defense as a whole here. So I think A.J. Brown under 80.5 is the move. Again, it could go horribly wrong because maybe Sirianni wants to force feed him the entire game, but just from a mathematical standpoint and how he has played as of late, it does not make sense to go over on 80.5 yards. I like Sam Darnold over 248.5 passing yards. Came on last week, Joe, and gave this play. Sam Darnold over the passing yards line absolutely smashed it against the Falcons, threw for 347, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. I thought Atlanta was bad in the secondary. I didn't think they were that bad. So maybe Sam Darnold's better than I thought, but I do like him going over the passing yards once again here. The Bears seem absolutely lifeless on defense right now. They rank 30th in defensive real passing yards per attempt. Their pass rush has just been inconsistent, hasn't really gotten home. And, they didn't seem to have the bump from getting their head coach fired and Matt Eberflus. So I think the Bears are just in a tough spot here. And the Vikings, good thing for them, Justin Jefferson started to get involved last week. So if Justin Jefferson can continue to get involved, great. Jordan Addison's also playing really good football. And the Bears just gave up 325 and 2 passing touchdowns to Brock Purdy last week. So I think Sam Darnold's in for another big night. Vikings win, big cover here, and it's because of the arm of Sam Darnold.